Once there was a guy, he got bullied his whole life and he had no one to actually talk to. He used to cry, but whenever he would be crying, he would look at his brothers crying because he was crying and his tears would automatically vanish. He was told to man up. That child became a teenager and he realized that if he wants to change, he has to do something different. He was an A grade student and he realized that schools will get him nothing and he wanted to change. He started learning and he wanted to work. The only thing he would dream day and night was money. He was 17 years old and opened up his first business.
How did you get the house back from the bank?
I bought the bank.
He was 17 and his younger brother was 15. They both worked really hard. Their relatives became their biggest resistance. They would insult them. They would ridicule them. They would mock their efforts. And despite being financially stable, despite being millionaires, they decided not to help them. COVID-19, lockdowns, business getting shut day by day, people losing their jobs and working on wages. These guys stood steadfast and committed, dedicating their time and energy to the business. But a day came when their business crumbled and they had to shut it down. It was an emotional day for both of them. The elder brother was shameful. He was literally shameful. He regretted everything. He thought that if he didn't start this business, they could have saved a lot of money. His mind was filled with ifs and buts. But being as stubborn as he is, he decided not to quit. He learned from the experience and he opened another business.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
The show goes on!
And this business was something he really loved to work on. And now his business makes him 100% in profits. That person's name is Faisal Abdul Shakur. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, buddy!
Yeah, we lost about 3 million rupees by opening up that restaurant and investing in them. Only if I knew what I knew today, I would be much happier today, like literally. But I don't regret my decisions. I accepted them as my fate and I moved forward building new opportunities for myself. I'm 19 today. I will get to 20 in 6 months. Now I have a business which makes me 100% in profits with no cost production, and I'm planning to build more businesses like these. Yes, I'm not a millionaire right now, but I will be one day. Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, said that instead of learning from other people's success, learn from their mistakes. So I learned from my own mistakes, and today I'll tell you what mistakes I made so that you, my friends, won't make them. Point number 1, not knowing the concept of supply and demand. I literally wish I had the concept of supply and demand. Basically, what that means is that if there's less supply and more demand, the price for the product goes up. But if there's more supply and less demand, the price for the products goes down. Now in my restaurant, there was a food every single restaurant had. Like for example, if they would have fast food, I would have fast food too. If they would have barbecue, I would have barbecue too. I literally just copied them because they were there before me. So basically, there was more supply and less demand, which made me reduce the prices of my own product that I could barely afford for the costs. And it didn't really give us that much of the profits. Lockdowns came and the demand went down. So it basically hurt us more. About the restaurants, that you need to know something, that you have to cover up the expenses yourself. And another thing is that if you buy something raw, you have to make sure it immediately gets sold. For example, chicken, vegetable. Otherwise, who would want to eat a molded chicken and an expired vegetable, like something like that, yeah? If you have a garment shop, the clothes won't get expired. If you have a pharmacy and the medicine gets expired, you can claim it back to the suppliers, but the restaurants, they can't do that stuff. You can never return a chicken. If I understood the concept of supply and demand before creating a restaurant, I would have never ever opened that restaurant by knowing these problems. With the COVID, the demand for the restaurant food went down and the supply went up. Basically, everything went cheap and the restaurant owners made losses. If you want your business to be successful, you have to sell something which has demand or something that you can hold and sell when the demand comes, like the demand of clothes on Eid and in the season of marriages. Coming to the point number 2, not having a good staff. Basically, my staff was awful. Like literally it was awful if I look at them today. At the time, I had the perception in my mind that my staff was actually good, but unfortunately it wasn't the way I thought. In a restaurant, you need to have a good staff, and whenever someone from the staff is absent, your work gets slow. The owner isn't the chef, he can't really cook. Unless the owner is Salt Bay or Gordon Ramsay or something.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Right here.
I don't know how to cook. So for example, the chef for the barbecue is absent. So we wouldn't sell barbecue that day. That's how awful the scenario was. I would recommend you to choose a business in which you can work too. Like pharmacy, you can sell the medicine. Like in a garment shop, you can sell the clothes. In a clothing brand, you can sell the clothes. In a car dealership, you can sell a car yourself. In a supermarket, you can go to the counter and sell things if someone is absent. So there are a lot of businesses like that. Maybe choose something like that, something that you know what you can do. Currently, the business I'm doing right now is literally me working with my business partners, something which I know what I am doing. Point number 3, not managing risks. And this is one of the most important points out there. As Warren Buffett said, if you want to measure the depth of a lake, start putting with 1 foot. To check the depth of the lake, unfortunately, I jumped into the lake and got drowned. I didn't really put my 1 foot, I literally just jumped into it. I dived into it. Basically, I didn't care about the rent of the place, the costs, etc. because we had extra money to spend on the business. Unfortunately, we had to put extra money in the business, still failed because we didn't manage risks. At first, I just wanted to create a fast food chain and my family was, nah. They were like, we're gonna add more stuff. We're gonna add desi stuff, tea, barbecue, every single thing there is so that we can sell more. But the thing is that it didn't work quite well and it increased our expenses and we failed to manage risks there. We overloaded ourselves with work and the expenses went up high. We thought that running a restaurant is easy. Unfortunately, it wasn't. People think that if you create a restaurant, you make a lot of money. I had friends saying to me, oh my god, you're a restaurant owner right now. I'll be like, I wish if you knew. I wish if you knew. This is how stupid people are. Let me ask you a question. The famous fast food chain brand, McDonald's, why is it profitable? Why is it profitable? And what do you think they actually do? The first thing that's going to come in your mind is that, making burgers. What else? False. They do real estate. So I'm basically gonna tell you an incident and I'm gonna read it for you. In 1974, Ray Kroc went to the University of Texas in Austin and gave a speech to the MBA students. After the meeting, the students invited him for the drinks and he came. They were talking and Ray Kroc asked, what business do you think I'm in? The students started laughing. Then he asked again that, what business do you think I'm in? They started laughing again. Then someone who had guts, he replied that it's hamburgers. You make hamburgers. Ray Kroc said that no, it's real estate. The thing is, McDonald's became an asset, which leads to my next point. Point 4, not having financial literacy. I didn't know how money works, but now I do. I focus more on the income statements like 90% of the people do. I didn't know that in order to get rich, I have to make assets. Instead, I created liabilities. And the difference between an asset and a liability is that an asset brings money into your pockets and a liability takes money out of your pockets. And I didn't make my business an asset, which I should have done. I worked for money and I didn't let the money work for me. And now everyone would be like, how is that possible? Everyone works for money. How does money work for you? Money works for you when you acquire assets. When you buy something that gives you value in future, like crypto, stocks, real estate, etc. I had to make my restaurant a place of value, in the place of value. Instead of investing money into stuff that didn't have value in order for it to succeed. So boys, always remember, make your business at a place where there is demand for your product. Put money into stuff that makes you money instead of taking it away. Now, all the money I get from my business is that I just basically put it into crypto. Crypto makes me money even when I am asleep. So I'm making money work for me. Also, nothing to brag about. If I want to sell my business 2 years later, it would be of $1 million at least. I created this business out of nothing. I just made the money work for me. The thing is that people don't really focus on ROI, which is return on investment. They focus on the prices, not the percentage of the profits coming from your product. You need to make sure that the cost production for your product should be minimum as possible, not messing up with the quality. Don't try to fool people, okay? Don't just put water into the milk and try to just, sell it. Don't be a douche cheating people. Coming to the point 5, not having enough experience and knowledge. Yes, you do get experience by working. If you want to create a software company, work in a software company. If you want to create a restaurant, work in a restaurant. If you want to make a clothing brand, work in a clothing brand, no matter what the job is. Whether you're a salesman, whether you're a manager, no matter what the job is, work. Get the experience and knowledge. Get financial literacy. Learn how to make money work for you. Learn about the business and make contacts. When you make contacts and learn, that is when you can create a business that can actually succeed. I didn't do that and my restaurant got wrecked. I realized after making a restaurant that this wasn't what I actually wanted, and I only did this business because I thought it would make me more money. And unfortunately, it didn't. If you're thinking of doing a business, please make sure to have all of these points in your mind. There are a lot of stuff I could have said, but I can't put it because it would make the video long. I think this is already a lot long. There is always room for improvement and an opportunity to learn. Create the opportunity for yourself. Study financial literacy, and I'm not talking about doing MBA or degrees of finance and stuff. That's crap. That's trash. Those degrees will only make you able to handle people's accounts. Understand money and make it work for you. Read books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Compound Effect. I'll see you next time with another video. Leave a like and subscribe. I'm telling you, leave a like and subscribe.